Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible? Okay. More than 50 people need to join. Ridiculous. It is now 2-3. Right. Okay. Let us start our today's session. In the last class, we have discussed mapper code, the importance of mapper code, reducer codes, driver codes, and how to develop mapper code, reducer code, and developer code, driver code for an example. Now let us continue to look at some other examples so that we'll have better idea in developing big map reduce programs in future. So my screen is visible to everyone. Is it visible or not? Okay. Right. So this is another example for which we are going to develop mapper code, reducer code, and the driver code. So here, whatever the information which is present in the table itself is the electrical power consumption of an organization in a particular year every month. For example, if you observe the first record in 1979 January, it consumes, say for example, 23 units, right? Similarly for the February, like that the whole year readings are available in this table. And if you observe the last column, that is the average of the electrical consumption of that organization in that year. Last column, just simply it is an average. Like that we'll have the information of some years, right? See, sometimes if you observe in the midsummer or at the beginning of the summer, electrical department will announce certain statistics regarding the consumption. Previous year, in the at this stage, this much of power is consumed, but because of high temperature this year, probably this is the consumption right now. This is the excess power consumption during this year. Like that, they will give you some they will give you some information regarding the power consumption in the state, right? So here, how do they able to produce the statistics like that is here we have the information of every month consumption. So we need to find out the average, the maximum average that it was recorded in an year. So we are going to calculate the maximum average in the sense out of these readings we'll find out the maximum, okay, in an year. So here you just assume that we'll have the information of all the organizations in the state. The readings of all the organizations in that particular different years, right? So let us assume like that, and now we are going to write the MapReduce program to produce the average maximum temperature that was recorded in a year. Okay, so that is our task. For that, what we have to do, we need to develop the mapper code, reducer code, and driver code. So what is the functionality of mapper logic here itself, and what is the functionality of reducer logic here? What way we can develop? So you can think, I'll give you the 1 minute of time. After that, I'll ask somebody to give you a suggestion what way we can develop the map logic and what way we can develop the reduce logic. What is the task of map logic here itself, and what is the task of reduce logic here itself? You just think yourself. Very here we have the data. Okay. From this, we will try to calculate the maximum average or maximum values of this average column. Okay. Any idea? If anybody is having any idea, you can please unmute yourself and you can say something. What is the functionality that we are supposed to be implemented mapper logic and as well as reducer logic? If anybody is having any idea, please share. No idea? Okay. Let us see how do we implement this particular thing. Just a minute. Right. Now, let's see what way we can write the mapper logic and what way we can write the reducer logic. Now, right, whatever the name for mapper logic, you can assign. So here, in this case, I was written as E underscore EM E mapper. Okay. Here, the input types are long, input key type is long, and input value type is text. Similarly, the output key is of type text and output value type is integer. So remember that whatever the input that you have supplied, that need to be converted it into key value page before submitting it to the mapper logic. Okay, so that job is, or the task is done by record reader. Record reader will accept your information and then it will be converted it into key value page. So here we'll receive the information in the key value page, and will produce the information is also in the form of key value page. So now let us see the functionality of map method. See, whenever if you observe output collector is the representation of MapReduce framework 1, whereas context, if you see context, the word context in the place of output collector, you can think that the program is written in MapReduce 2. Okay, so both the cases you can write program, but the thing is there are certain differences that is among the MapReduce framework 1 and 2, as we have previously discussed, right? Okay, now so and reporter is in this reporter object, what we can do? Please bear me, don't think otherwise. Still from the morning onwards, Zoom is frequently disconnecting and reconnecting automatically. We are facing the problem still from the morning first hour onwards. So don't be think otherwise. Okay, whenever if it was disconnected, automatically will connect within no time. Right. So here we will extract the first line from the input. First line from the input in the sense. So this is the value. For this, probably the key value will be assigned like 0th row, this particular one. First row for this one. Like that, record reader will assign certain keys to the each and every record of this table. Okay. So now here the line means the entire line will be stored into the variable line. Okay. And string, initially I was declared the variable last token and assigned with the null value. Okay. Now string tokenizer s is equals to new string tokenizer of line comma tab. Line comma tab. That means whatever the first line that you have recorded, from that, whatever the tab space that is available, up to that we'll read that value and that will be assigned to string. String dot here is equals to, string here is equals to, not string dot, string here is equals to s dot next token. S dot next token. Initially it is available at this stage. S dot next means that is the year value. Okay. And now what we have to do? While s dot has more tokens, initially s is at beginning stage, will move one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay. As long as s has certain value, this loop will be repeated. Whenever if the s does not pointing, that means s does not have any more tokens after this particular place, then only this loop will be exit. That means what it indicates is, it starts from the beginning of this, it start traversing one after another, one after another. Whenever if it reaches the last in the sense this. Okay, is there any other tokens are available here? No. So that's why the loop will be terminated. Before that, that means traversing from beginning to the end, what happens is, you just see the logic. Last token is initially it is null. Last token is assigned with this particular value, s dot next token. That means continuously whatever the value that it was moved, suppose initially this was placed. Okay, after that next token is this one, next token is this one, next token is this one, next token is this one. Like that it was repeated. Okay, whenever if it reaches this particular place, okay, as of now it has next token and it will be assigned to last token. because last field contains the average of the power consumption. We need that value. So that is the reason we need not consider all these values. So we need to have the year and as well as the average one. We need not require the middle of these all these values, right? So that is the reason we need to capture this year and as well as the last token. Meanwhile, we need to move traverse from one place to another place till we reach the last close. So here, what it produces year and followed by the average. So that is the output produced by the mapper logic, right? Int average price is equals to integer dot parse int of last token. What is the value of last token? Whatever the record, last value which is present in the table will be assigned to the last token. The same thing will be assigned to average price, passing it into average price, because here it was declared as a string. Now we will be converted it into integer, right? Output dot collect new text year comma new iterable average price. So whatever the year that you have extracted and whatever the last token that you have extracted from that record, these two will be written as an output produced by the mapper logic. Like that, it will produce the information regarding year and average price of all the years, right? So what it has to do? Now it is the time for the writing the reducer class. So what reducer function has to do is, here the name of our reducer method is e underscore e reduce. So here we'll fix the maximum average as 30 and int value is equals to integer dot minimum value, right? While values dot has next, values means here you can observe it. This is the input key type and this is the input value type, right? Input value type. So what happens in this case? We have the year information and followed by the average, right? So like that, there are so many organizations, not only our organization. We'll have n number of organizations. For each and every organization, there might be a year and followed by the average, right? So now, so here the input value type is, it's a collection, okay? Values, the name of that that one is values. It is a collection. So we need to traverse, we need to take from the first one, second one, third one, like that we need to traverse till the end of the collection, right? So for that, what we have to do is, while values has next, initially we will start at the beginning. We'll check for the availability of the next element in the collection, whether it is present or not. If value, val means these are not minimum value. If val is equals to values dot get, that means we'll get the first value from the collection and that will be assigned to val, right? Is greater than maximum average. Is greater than maximum average. What is the value of maximum average here itself? 30. If it is greater than that, what we will do? Output dot collect key new iterable value, right? So that output will be written to the output. Like that, this will be repeated for the reducer logic, right? Now here, how many map tasks are there? How many reduce tasks are there? Meanwhile, any combiner task is executing. Okay, these all things you are supposed to think. Basically, it is just the logic to find out the maximum, whether it is the maximum average or not. And this is the logic for simply displaying the year and average consumption. These two are displayed by the upper logic and reducer logic. So anyway, you know the driver code. So job configuration conf is equals to new job configuration of the name of the class, process units dot class, and configuration dot job name is equals to maximum electricity units. Configuration dot set output key class. If it is map reduce framework 2, instead of conf here we will write the job, right? configuration dot set output key class, that is text dot class, because output key should be of type text and value should be of type iterable. Like mapper class, name of the mapper class is e underscore e mapper. Similarly, for the combiner, e underscore e reduce dot class. As you know that, what is the need of this? Because combiner class does not have any specific base class for it. Whatever the base class for the reduce logic, the same will be used for it, right? Because it is a subpart of this one. Combiner is the subpart of reducer one. That means it shares the responsibilities of the reducer logic. Reducer logic sharing responsibilities means just only it does whatever the process that I was explained in the previous way. It doesn't mean that it is going to share all other responsibilities. It will share only that particular responsibility. What is it? Just simply based on the key, it is going to group the values into a single unit. Okay. So in such a way, this program is going to be executed and finally produce the output like this. 1981, 34 is the highest average consumption. In 1984, 40. Like that, it will be displayed for all the years of information. Okay. So here what we have observed is, before solving any application, one should understand what is the data available. First point is, what is the data set or data that is available for your application, right? From that, what we are expecting, that means output. What is the output that you are supposed to be produced with your solution? So first you need to understand these two and then try to develop the map logic and reducer logic, because they are very simple. Only if you well define the process. Well define the process in the sense, if you are able to understand the data available and what output we are supposed to be produced. So if you define these two things very clearly, so that you can start developing the algorithm for the mapper logic. What is the output that we are expecting from the mapper logic, and how the reducer logic is going to be consolidated. So these two things you can easily develop when you clear with the input available to you and output what you are supposed to be produced, right? Now, in the last class, we have discussed something about the partitioner. Okay, so let us see an example program on the partitioner. How do we implement partitioner logic? And as you are aware of that, partitioner is, the job of this partitioner is simply it divides the output produced by the mapper logics into different groups, different sets. For example, imagine that you have 10 mapper logics. 10 mapper logics will produce 10 different outputs. Okay, so if 10 outputs will be divided into 2 blocks, each one contains 5, 5, 5. Okay, so 2 blocks. So that means, how do we split it into 2 blocks? That means simply you can imagine that a partition is nothing but a condition. Based on that condition, we'll be divided into 2 groups, right? And another important point here you need to remember is regarding partitioner. Whatever the number of partitions that you made, okay, your application should have the same number of reducers. That means if you divide the mapper outputs into 2 groups, you should have 2 tasks. 2 reduced tasks, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to write 2 times the reducer logic. Okay, the reducer logic need to be executed in 2 different systems, so that these partitioned groups are supplied to both the reducers. I mean, for example, partition 1 will be supplied to reducer 1 and partition 2 will be supplied to reducer 2, so that the amount of work is distributed and they were executed parallelly so that you are able to produce the outputs within less amount of time. Instead of doing like this, if you supply all the 10 mapper outputs without splitting into groups, if you supply it directly to the one reducer, what happens in that case? Definitely it takes a lot of time when compared with processing 5 records, right? So whenever if you have lot of information need to be processed by the reducer logic, in that case we can use this partitioner mechanism. With this, what we can do, we can partition the output produced by the mapper logics into different groups, and those different groups will be supplied as an input to the reducer tasks, reducer methods, right? So that we can improve the performance of our array performance, in the sense within no time we are able to produce the output, right? So that is the importance of partitioner. But remember that number of reducer tasks will be equal to the number of partition groups. That is more important. Now let us see an example program. How do we implement the partitioner? So here is the data set which contains the employee information. What it contains is employee ID, name, age group, gender, and the salary. So now what we have to find out is, we need to find out the maximum salary taken in different age groups based on gender. That means here we need to divide the total data into 3 groups. The age less than 20 is one group. Age in between 20 to 30, that means 21 to 30 is another group, and above 30 is another group. So like that we'll have 3 groups. So what we are supposed to find out is, we need to find out the maximum salary that was taken in each group and each gender. For example, in the less than 20 years age group, you need to be produce the output. How much of salary, highest salary is done in the male and as well as female. Male and as well as female. Similarly, we need to produce the output in remaining 2 groups. So that is the output which we have from this data set. For that, what we have here, ID, name, age, gender, and salary. So these are the 5 columns of data which we have. So now what we have to do, by using record reader, we need to convert it into key value pairs. So what is our map logic here itself, and what way we can develop the reducer logic, and meanwhile how do we develop the partitioner logic? These things we will discuss now, right? So let us see the mapper logic. So here public class, here the name of the mapper class is map class, okay, and then we'll write the mapper code, map method code to produce an output. What is the output that we are producing here itself is string str is equals to value dot to string dot split of tab comma -3. That means here what we require the gender and as well as the remaining information from the mapper logic. What we are expecting as an output is gender and the remaining record information as the value, right? We need to categorize the genders and the remaining values, right? For that, what we have to do is string the whole information is assigned to the variable, array variable str. In that, string dot gender is equals to string of 3. Now you can observe here I was pasted. This is the 0th string of 0, string of 1, string of 2, string of 3. So what is the value which is present here? Gender, right? So the same will be assigned to the variable gender. And context dot write new text gender comma new text value. Okay, new text gender comma new text value. Value contains the whole line, the value. Here you can observe that value. Value means input value. Input value. Okay. What is the key here itself? The line number. 0 is the key number, and value means the whole information. Right. So here what we have written is the gender and followed by the remaining information. Right. Now, so in such a way, all the records information, gender and followed by other information is produced as an output by the mapper logic. Now, what partitioner has to do? What is the job of the partitioner here itself? Partitioner needs to extract the, here it need to be, outputs need to be divided into how many groups? Because our assumption is we want to make 3 groups, less than 20 years, 21 to 30 years, and above 30 years. So we'll make it into 3 different groups. Okay. So what partitioner has to do? Partitioner has to verify the age of each record, and if it is less than 20, it will be kept in the, that means the whole record will be kept in the 0th group. Otherwise, if it is 21 to 30, we'll place it in the 2nd group. Above all, we'll be place it into the 3rd group. In such a way, the partitioner has to divide the whole records which are produced by the mapper logics into 3 groups. So let us see the partitioner logic. Right here, this is the partitioner logic. The name of the partitioner class is cadre partitioner. Okay. So here, key value, and what is the output of this method is integer. Okay. Int number of reduced tasks. Number of reduced tasks. Somewhere we was initialized it in the driver code itself. We need to be here. You can observe job dot set number of reduced tasks is 3 because we want to make the mapper outputs into 3 groups. So always the partition group should be equal to the reduced number of reduced tasks. So that's why here the number of tasks are initialized, reduced tasks are initialized to 3. Okay. Now string str is equals to value dot toString dot split of tab. One by tab we can split it into int age is equals to integer dot parse int of string of 2. Here you can observe that string of 0 is this one, string of 1 is this one, and string of 2 is age. So that will be extracted and placed it into the variable age. If number of reduced tasks is equal to 0, then return 0. If age is less than or equals to 20, if age is less than or equals to 20, we'll be placing it, will return the 0 as the value. If it is greater than 20 and less than 30, then we'll return the 1 mod number of reduced tasks. In our case, number of reduced tasks are 3. 1 mod 3 value will be returned. Similarly, 2 mod 3 value will be returned if the age is greater than 30. Okay, like that, all the records based on this age value, okay, will be placed into the 3 different groups, right? Now, what reducer task has to do? Now, reducer task, 3 reducer tasks need to be executed in 3 different systems. The first group in the sense, age less than 20 group will be supplied to the reducer task 1. Next, second group, age group between 21 to 30 will be supplied as input to the reducer 2. Okay, and third group, above 30 age group, will be allocated to reducer 3. Now, what it has to do? It need to find out the, so in that age group, both male and female are present. Both male and female are present, right? So, what it has to do? What is the mapper output? Gender followed by the whole information based on the year, based on the age. What partitioner has to do? all these records will be supplied as a particular reducer only. So now the information which is supplied to the reducer 1 is gender followed by the other values. Now what we have to do, we need to find out the maximum salaried in that. So for that we need to develop the reduce logic. So here what we did is int max is equals to -1. I was initialized to this one. Okay, and text, here you can observe the value type is iterable, which contains group of values, right? And you can observe the context. Whenever if you observe a context, it means that it is the MapReduce framework 2, right? If text val is equal colon values, string str is equals to val dot toString of split. If integer dot parseInt of string of 4 is greater than max, string of 4 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 means salary. If the salary is greater than maximum value, what is the maximum value? Initially it is -1. Okay, so definitely first record value should be greater than this one, and for that max will be assigned with this particular value. Like that, we'll repeat the process. We will repeat the process for the whole gender values, because key is same. What is the key? Gender. What is the value? It contains all the genders information. That means it may have any number of records that are present. Among all those records, what it does is simply it finds the maximum value. Okay, so gender maximum value you are able to obtain after executing this. So this is context.write new text key and followed by new iterable max. Okay, so in such a way we are supposed to write the code for the reducer logic. Now let us see the driver code. We have implemented mapper logic, partitioner logic, and the reducer logic. Okay, now let us see how the driver code is going to be defined for it. Okay, configuration conf is equals to get conf. So here what we will do is we will create the configuration object for the entire process. Right, so that is the reason we will use the configuration object for running the job also. Right, we need not create separate objects for the job configuration and ordinary configuration. Right, so here the new job will create with the name top salary, top sal, and job.set jar by class name is equals to name of this program, partitioner example.class, file input format.set input paths, job dot, oh, you need to specify the input path and as well as output path, and after that you need to set the mapper class name, map class, and as I told you, we have another mechanism in the sense it is possible to overwrite the code in the run method in the new API to control the execution flow of mapper logic and reducer logic. That is not possible in the old API. So that is possible in the old API. It is possible only for running controlling the mapper logic only. There is no controlling mechanism for reducer logic. But here we'll have the mechanism by overriding the run method. You can control the execution flow of both mapper and reducer. Very soon we will discuss about this one also. Job.set map output key class, map output. Okay, so that should be in the text class. And output value. What is the map output that we have produced? Gender, and followed by the whole record as the value. So that is the reason we'll specify both of them as text. So now coming to the partitioner. What is the name of the partitioner class? Cadre partitioner. So we need to set the partitioner class name. Similarly, for the job.set reducer class, so you can specify the name of the reducer class, and job.set number of reduced tasks is equals to 3. Right? Like that, we will define the output key and output value, and last system.exit job. wait for completion of true, either 0 or 1. So this way we can write the code as I told you, run method. Run method. I'll show you where we have discussed it. So all of you observe the fourth point. In both APIs, key value record pairs are pushed to the mapper and reducer. But in addition, the new API allows both mappers and reducer to control the execution flow by overriding the run method. You can write your own code in this run method. By overriding this method, what you can do? You can control the execution flow of both mapper and reducer logic. Whereas in the old API, this is possible for mappers by writing map runnable, but no equivalent exists for the reducers. So in the old API, you can control the execution flow of mapper logic using map runnable method interface, but here it is not possible. So this is what we have discussed in differences between two APIs. Okay. Now the same thing which we did here itself, public int run. So with this, what we can do is we are able to specify the mapper output key class and as well as value class. Similarly, for the reducer also. Okay. So in such a way, we can control the execution flow. That means if something, if it was produced other than this type of data, it will be raised with an error messages. And another important point here itself is we can tool runner. Tool runner. It is an interface that supports the generic command line options. Handling of generic command line options. Don't worry about. We will write in future number of examples using tool runners. Okay. So simply it is used for handling the generic parts. That means this whatever we have assigned, those will be assigned to this tool runner. Tool runner will take care of execution of all these things, right? Simply it will take care of configuration and whatever the program that we are created. So these all things will be executed in a general, using tool runner, using the tool interface. So this is the syntax where it is available, java.lang.object. So it is available in the utility.toolrunner package. So don't worry about these all things. We'll see very soon about these tool configuration, tool interface. Okay. Now let us see the output of our program. See, this is the group 1, partition 1, that is age group 0 to 20 years. What it produced? Female maximum salary drawn in that age group and male maximum salary that was drawn in that group. Similarly, group 2, that is age group 21 to 30. This is group 3, that is age group greater than 30 years. So like that, 3 different reducer tasks will produce the 3 different outputs. In each output, what it displays? Gender-wise maximum salary was taken, right? So that is about partitioner. So with these examples, what we understood, how to write the mapper code, reducer code, combiner, how do we use combiner method, and partitioner. So I think there ends our unit 3 syllabus. Let us check. So writing in the unit 3, map reduce programs, weather data set, understanding Hadoop API for map reduce framework. We have discussed this. And driver code, mapper code, reducer code, record reader, combiner, and partitioner. Okay. So we have discussed all these things. And another important announcement is, I think all the subject teachers are shared with you the assignment questions. So all of you should write it on A4 size papers and keep it with you. You need to send the scanned copies to your concerned teacher via mail. And whenever it reopens, college reopens, you are supposed to submit those documents. They were verified. Your handwriting, the copy which you have submitted, and final hard copy, these three are compared. So be careful. Okay. And all of you submit all the assignments before end of the next week. That is before Saturday, next week Saturday, right? So today's class absentees are 12, 13, 15, 16, 38, 49, 51, 57, 58, 59, 72, and 83. So these are the today's absentees. Okay. Now I'll just give you some assignment, like you just think about a simple application which you already know. So in the previous class, we have discussed how to write the code for word count. Word count. That means in a given input, we are able to count a word, how many number of times it was repeated in the given input. So now what we have to do is, you need to count the number of occurrences of each character rather than word, each character in the given text, right? So that is the assignment for you. So what you have to do, you need to count the number of occurrences of the character in a given input. That means you have a text file which contains some 1000 lines of information. From that, you need to display the number of occurrences of a character which is displayed. So you just try to develop the logic, because you are all aware of how to count the number of words. I mean, a word, how many number of times it was repeated in the given input, you know it. So based on that logic, you try to develop the mapper logic and the reducer logic. Similarly, the driver logic for the counting the number of occurrences of the program. I mean, sorry, characters which are present in the. So what I am expecting from your program is, the output which I am expecting from your program is this way. The alphabet J is repeated 2 times, K is repeated 9 times, like that. Whatever the characters that are present in the given input, that need to be displayed alphabet followed by the number of occurrences. Similar to the word count, only thing is there will count the word, here will count the character, right? So that is the task for you. So tomorrow we will discuss about this particular problem, right? Any queries? Are you clear or not? If you have any queries, you can ask, no issue. Because understanding here is more important. Any doubts? Okay. So we'll discuss the remaining things in the next class itself. Now I will end the session. Okay. Thank you.